So just recently I came across this quote and I wanted to quickly make a recording and share it and put it out on here on the podcast and on YouTube because it really helped me and hopefully it can help somebody else. So the quote is, "It is okay not to have the answer. One of the bravest things you can do is boldly embrace the unknown, accept your fear, and continue to move forward. A clear mission does not always have a clear path." So I just saved the image, like the quote that I found, to my phone, and I don't know who wrote this, but it really resonated with me. And I think the reason why it resonated with me is because as someone who is in pursuit of a specific goal, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably have experienced this in the past, maybe you're currently going through it or experiencing it, but even if you have a clear mission or a clear vision, a clear image in your mind of where you see yourself going, the pathway to getting there is really not always going to be clear. Some days you're going to wake up and know exactly what action to take that's going to help you move forward. Some days you're not. Some days you're going to question not only yourself, some days you're going to question your vision. You're going to question how things are going to come about. There's going to be doubts that come up, and that's normal, that's natural, and that happens to everybody. Even the most confident people who seemingly have everything in order, they're human. Just like you, just like me, and they have bad days some days, and sometimes they have good days, just like us. Just because you have a clear image of where you see yourself going doesn't mean that every single day is going to be perfect, where you have all the answers and things are clicking, you're taking action, there's rhythm, there's movement. Some days it's not going to be like that, even if you are crystal clear about where you see yourself going. And I think the days in which we have those doubts or we start questioning things, it's important to take a deep breath, be present, connect yourself to your center, get back into alignment internally, and ask yourself, what's the most logical step I can take right now to help me move closer to where it is I want to go? I don't need to see how every step I take is going to connect to the next step I take. As long as I move confidently, walk confidently, take one step at a time, in whatever direction feels internally like the direction I should walk in, if you can take that step one at a time, eventually something will click. And eventually you're going to get back into a more positive rhythm and things are going to start to hopefully make more sense. This is at least what I've told myself and things that I've done in my life when I start facing that resistance, when I start feeling like I question things, etc. And I want to reiterate, it's completely normal to feel that way. There are some days where you don't want to act, you don't want to do what you told yourself you're going to do, you don't want to keep the promises that you made to yourself, but it's those days where it's even more important where you do keep those promises. It's even more important that you do take that action because you told yourself that you were going to. And if you have a certain standard for yourself, how you want to live your life, who you want to be, how you want to go about your business, it's the days in which you don't want to do those things where it's even more significant, even more important for you to do those things because you're still going to meet that standard even when you don't want to show up. The confidence that that's going to give you is incredible. When you doubt things, when you question things, just take whatever is the most logical step to take. Intuitively, connect with presence. What is your intuition telling you should do? What feels right? What feels like the right thing to do? What feels like the most logical step, the most logical thing to do? And then take that step. And then you just ask yourself that question again, and you do the same thing over again, and eventually something will click. Sometimes the answer is obvious. If you get quiet enough, sometimes the answer is obvious. Like logically, you're just able to figure out what that one thing you should do, that one step you should take is. You may know what that is, but sometimes you won't be able to. And what's helped me when logically you just can't figure it out is get present, really just take a deep breath, be in the moment, and connect with your intuition. Stop trying to seek externally for all the answers. Like stop trying to look. Stop looking outside of you for the answers. Connect with presence, connect with your intuition, and I promise you that your intuition will give you direction. It will tell you which direction to go in or what that one step, that next best step you should take is. As long as you have pure intentions, you're yourself, you're trying your best, and you're showing up consistently, something will click. It's inevitable. It will click. So just remind yourself of that. Tell yourself that. Just because you have a clear mission does not always mean your pathway or your path is going to be clear, always. It's just not. Nobody has all the answers all the time. There is nobody that has all the answers all the time. The people you see on social media who seemingly have all their shit in order, have all the answers and are doing everything perfectly, it's not real. Nobody has all the answers. Those people question themselves too. Those people question their vision sometimes. You can have unwavering belief in yourself and where you see yourself going, your goals, all of that. You can have unwavering belief and still sometimes question how things are going to unfold, or sometimes wake up and not have the best of days. Things aren't clicking. Maybe you're not getting certain results that you would have hoped you would have gotten, but it's just about being consistent, being present, being in the moment, and taking one step at a time. Because if you're consistent, something will click. As long as you are walking in the direction of your vision, or you know you're trying your best to walk in the direction of your vision, and you know what your vision is, you know where you're headed. If you're consistent, I promise you, and you have pure intentions, you're trying your best, something will click, which will help propel you and move you forward. It's inevitable. It really is. And instill this mindset into yourself. Like, make this a deep internal belief that if you can show up for yourself, even on the days that you don't necessarily feel like showing up, and if you can do that, then good things will happen. I promise you, if you can instill that belief, it will happen. You'll start showing up for yourself. You'll gain more confidence. You'll have more belief in yourself. And over time, on a long enough time horizon, things will start adding up. Things will start making more sense. And you'll really catch a nice flow, a nice rhythm. And good things will happen. This is something that I'm telling myself, especially when you face that resistance. I mean, we've all been there. We've all been there. You wake up, you aren't motivated to go for that run, or you aren't motivated to do what you told yourself you would do. It's in those moments, ultimately, where you make a decision and you cast a vote for the type of person that you want to be. Do you want to be somebody who has a certain standard and does things like they have non-negotiables in their life that they've set for themselves, that they show up for themselves regardless? Or are you going to be somebody who doesn't keep the promises that they made to themselves? Because that is going to add up. Like, those decisions, or those key moments, and the decisions that you make within those key moments determine the kind of person you ultimately become. The confidence that you get from being disciplined and showing up for yourself, even when you question things, even when you aren't motivated, you don't feel like showing up for yourself, the amount of confidence that that's going to give you and the belief in yourself and where you're going, it's just going to skyrocket. It really is going to skyrocket. Your belief in yourself and where you're going is going to skyrocket. And the next time you face resistance or you start questioning things, because again, it happens to everybody, you're going to have a stack of evidence, a stack of proof to show that you are exactly who you say you are, and you're going to navigate your way through this because you've done it in the past. A clear mission does not always have a clear path. So that's all I really wanted to get across in this recording, just a quick little reminder episode. If you're listening to this, know that if you're questioning certain things that are going on right now, or you're facing some sort of resistance, whatever it might be, as long as you continuously show up for yourself, you trust yourself, you have pure intentions, you're being yourself, you're being consistent, and you know that, like, at the bottom of your heart, like, you know you're trying your best, like, something will click. If you're being consistent, I promise you something will click. So I hope you got some value from listening to this. I really hope this message resonated. It resonated with me when I read this quote, so that's why I wanted to share it. Let me know what you thought or what you think about this recording or the podcast in general. You can message me on Instagram at Presence of Being. And also, again, if you haven't yet signed up for the email list for the hats, people who sign up for the email list will get first access to the website when the hats are ready to be launched and the site is open. You can do so by clicking the link in the description or just going to presenceofbeing.co, and you can sign up for the email list there. I would greatly appreciate your support. I always appreciate your support. Every comment, every DM, every like, everything. Just I'm grateful for the community that we're building here at Presence of Being. So thank you again for your support. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next recording.